Hello, my name is Ricky Hyppa.
I'm Griffin Conway.
And once again, we are the Buzzed Critics.
Thank you for joining us again, Internet. Today we're going to give you a different kind of review. We're going to be discussing the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Specifically, we're going to be discussing the Red Hot Chili Peppers album, the UPLIFT MOFO Party Plan.
Yeah.
Ricky, say some things about UPLIFT MOFO for the people.
So, you might know a band by the name of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They came out with such recent hits from Californication and Stadium Arcadium, and most recently their record, I'm With You. If you're a fan of these records, I would definitely recommend you checking out their older material, because I'm more of a fan of their older catalog, although I do like some of their newer stuff here and there. This band, as they were on this record, is a different band from their most recent releases. This record, they really took the funk and the hardcore, funky rapping attitude. There's no singing on this record. I mean, there is, but it's mostly background vocals. But this record is more what I look for in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, because it's a lot more, I keep saying, yeah, it's just funky, it's funky. But
if you remember
it's funky.
Their cover of Higher Ground from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, or if you remember even still their cover of Love Roller Coaster from the Beavis and Butthead movie, the album is closer to that. It's an amazing album. It's loud, it's heavy, it rocks. It's definitely funky, as Ricky keeps saying. And the reason why we keep saying the word funky, and you're thinking, well, gee, the Chili Peppers funky, really? Before Californication came out and stained their priceless image, they used to be an amazing funk band. I mean, they used to just be killer, and Flea has never lost talent. Anthony Kiedis is kind of debatable whether his talent went. They've had a slur of guitarists and a slur of drummers who are all equally talented, some better than others. But when we talk about the Chili Peppers, or when I talk about the Chili Peppers, I'm usually always referring to them by that early, mid-'80s. I'm referring to them by Freaky Styley, the first album, UPLIFT MOFO Party Plan, maybe a little later with Mother's Milk and One Hot Minute. But it comes down to this album. Ricky, if you would hold the album up to the people.
Kind of a weird random cover, but that's just exactly how this record is. I think the album cover is a beautiful representation of the music, one of the very few times in music where the album cover perfectly represents how weird and wild and crazy and funky a good time is when you listen to this record. Now, mind you, there's only two members from this incarnation of the Red Hot Chili Peppers that are still playing today in this very band, and that would be Anthony Kiedis, and of course the man that we all know and love is Flea. We have the drummer Jack Irons, who does a fine job at doing his funky beats.
He paid the iron price. It's a Game of Thrones reference for those who watch.
No one watches that. And then we have, and I can never pronounce his name, Halil Slovak. Halil.
Yeah, Halil's awesome. Halil was a great guitarist. Halil was the reason why the Chili Peppers were that funky.
Mm-hmm.
He had the drive, the motivation, but he also had the understanding of what it took to make that music. He had a series of bands when they all went to high school together that were equally as funky and as interesting, wacky, hardcore, however you want to describe it, but he was really the driving force behind the Chili Peppers. Halil, spoiler alert, Halil passed away.
And you can guess, it's a successful band from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. How did they die? Oh yes, from a heroin overdose. Unfortunately, we've lost too many musicians, from Lane Stately, and although it wasn't heroin, Kurt Cobain, to this guy, the good old Halil Slovak.
Well, Lane Staley was a speedball, which is a combination of heroin and cocaine. Kurt Cobain was a shotgun. Halil was heroin.
Well, no, I mean, I did make the...
I guess you could say, if you want to mention another great heroin overdose that sadly took us, Phil Lynott, the bassist and singer for Thin Lizzy, on December, I believe, 1980, full body shutdown, I think, the date, but I'm probably wrong on that. So, back to the Chili Peppers.
Yes. What are some key tracks?
The Chili Peppers is we've all grown up with this band.
Mm-hmm.
I think anyone, 40 years old and below, we've all grown up with some incarnation.
Even my parents.
Yeah, it's some incarnation of us have grown up with the Chili Peppers. We've either heard Breaking the Girl. I think everyone's heard Higher Ground. If you haven't heard Higher Ground, everyone has definitely heard Under the Bridge.